Do you have a 1964 Jefferson nickel sitting in a jar, collecting dust? What if I told you it might be worth up to $3 million? Yes, you heard that right, $3 million. Stick around, because in this video, we'll uncover the incredible story behind this coin, why it's so valuable, and how you can find out if you have one. And trust me, you'll want to watch until the end, because the key detail that could change your life is coming up. Imagine this, it's 1964. The Beatles are topping the charts, and gas costs just 30 cents a gallon. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins that year, including the Jefferson nickel. Most of these nickels were nothing special, just your everyday pocket change. But hidden among them, like a needle in a haystack, are rare specimens without a mint mark. No mint mark. What's the big deal, right? Well, here's where the plot thickens. Coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia, and they weren't considered rare, until collectors discovered that certain 1964 Jefferson nickels had unique characteristics that set them apart. Some believe these coins were part of experimental strikes or test runs. Others think they were never meant to leave the mint at all. Theories swirl, but one thing is clear, these coins are highly sought after and could be worth a fortune. When was the last time you checked your loose change? Go ahead, take a peek. You might be sitting on a jackpot and not even know it. Now, you might be wondering, what makes a coin like this worth so much? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and historical intrigue. First, rarity. Out of the billions of nickels produced in 1964, only a tiny fraction have the characteristics that collectors crave. Second, condition. Coins graded as mint state, meaning they're in pristine, uncirculated condition, fetch the highest prices. And finally, the mystery factor. Theories about their origins add an element of allure that drives collectors wild. Let's talk numbers. In 2021, a 1964 Jefferson nickel in near-perfect condition sold at auction for over $30,000. But here's the kicker, experts believe a flawless specimen could break records and sell for as much as $3 million. Imagine turning a 5-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar windfall. That's not just life-changing, it's legacy-changing, and yet, most people overlook these coins entirely. Don't let that be you. By the way, have you ever heard someone say, money doesn't grow on trees? Well, in this case, it might just be hiding in your couch cushions. Now comes the million-dollar question, how can you tell if you have one of these rare nickels? First, grab a magnifying glass and examine your coin closely. Look for the absence of a mint mark on the reverse side. Next, check its condition. The fewer scratches and marks, the better. If your coin looks promising, consider having it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations authenticate and appraise rare coins, giving you a clear idea of their value, but here's where it gets exciting. Even if your 1964 nickel isn't in mint condition, it could still be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. The key is acting now. Coins like these don't stay under the radar forever. As more people learn about their value, the market becomes more competitive. Imagine finding out you had a $3 million coin, but you waited too long to sell it. That's a nightmare scenario you can avoid by taking action today. So, what's the next step? Start by digging through your coin collection, old piggy banks, or even your grandparents' attic. And don't stop there, tell your friends and family. Who knows? You might just help someone else strike it rich. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this, every great discovery starts with curiosity and a little effort. That nickel in your pocket could be the key to a wealthy lifestyle you've only dreamed of. Don't let it slip through your fingers. A coin tucked away in your spare change jar could be worth more than a mansion in Beverly Hills. Sound too good to be true? Well, hold on to your hats because we're diving into the extraordinary story of the 1978 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel, a coin that could fetch a staggering $2.8 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $2.8 million for a 5-cent piece. Now, before you start shaking your jar of nickels, ask yourself, do you really know what's hiding in your collection? Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to cash in on this incredible opportunity. But here's the kicker, most people overlook coins like this because they think they're worthless. Don't be that person. Let's uncover the secret together. Quick question, when was the last time you paid attention to the nickels in your pocket? No judgment here, most of us treat them like they're invisible. But trust me, after this, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. So, what makes this coin so special? Let's break it down. In 1978, something fascinating happened at the U.S. Mint. A small batch of Jefferson Nickels was struck without a mint mark. For those of you new to coin collecting, the mint mark tells you where the coin was produced. Coins from Philadelphia in 1978 were supposed to have no mark, so what's the big deal? The answer lies in the condition and rarity of this particular batch. Here's the thrilling part, only a handful of these 1978 no mint mark Jefferson Nickels exist in flawless condition. And when I say flawless, I'm talking about a grading standard called MS 67 or higher. These coins are like the Ferraris of the coin world, pristine, rare, and worth a fortune. But how does a 5-cent coin leap to a $2.8 million price tag? Stick with me, and I'll reveal the exact factors that make this nickel a jackpot in disguise. Let's pause for a reality check. What's the weirdest thing you've ever found in your couch cushions? A missing sock? A stale French fry? Imagine finding a nickel worth millions instead. Wild, right? Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what sets this coin apart from the rest. So, what exactly drives the astronomical value of the 1978 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel? It's a combination of three factors: rarity, demand, and condition. First, rarity. Only a microscopic percentage of these coins were struck under unique conditions that make them valuable today. Second, demand. Collectors are willing to pay eye-popping sums to own a piece of history, and competition drives prices higher. Third, condition. If your coin has been kept in mint or near mint condition, you're sitting on a goldmine. Here's where the urgency kicks in, the market for rare coins is heating up. Every day, more collectors are entering the scene, and prices are soaring. The window to capitalize on this opportunity won't stay open forever. But how do you know if your nickel is the real deal? And more importantly, where can you sell it for top dollar? Don't go anywhere, we're getting to that next. Side note, if you're starting to feel like you need a magnifying glass and a detective hat, you're not alone. This hunt for valuable coins might just make you feel like Indiana Jones, except the treasure is in your pocket. The first step is to verify your coin's authenticity. Consult a professional coin grader or use a trusted online grading service. Next, research auction houses or reputable coin dealers who specialize in high-value transactions. And finally, don't settle for the first offer. Shop around to ensure you're getting the best deal. Emotional appeal. Picture this, the moment you realize your old nickel is worth millions. Imagine the financial freedom it could bring, paying off debts, retiring early, or traveling the world. That's the life-changing potential hidden in a tiny piece of metal. Call to action. So, what are you waiting for? Grab your change jar, check your collection, and start hunting for that 1978 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel. And if you find one, let us know in the comments. Your story could inspire others to chase their dreams of wealth and freedom. Simple coin sitting in your pocket could be worth up to $2.5 million. No joke. You might be holding a fortune without even knowing it. Intrigued? You should be, because today we're diving into the world of the 1981 mint mark Jefferson Nickel, and why it's making headlines as one of the most valuable coins out there. Stick around, because what you're about to learn could literally change your life. Now, before we get into the juicy details, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your pocket change? I mean really looked? Most people treat coins like they're invisible, tossing them in jars or under couch cushions. But here's the thing, hidden among those everyday nickels could be a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. Crazy, right? Let's set the stage. The 1981 P Mint marked Jefferson Nickel was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, part of a series commemorating Thomas Jefferson. On the surface, it's just another 5-cent piece. But not all nickels are created equal. Some coins from this batch have unique errors, tiny imperfections that occurred during production, and these quirks make them incredibly valuable to collectors. In fact, one such error coin was auctioned for a staggering $2.5 million. Yes, million. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Imagine flipping through a pile of nickels and spotting one that looks off. Maybe the mint mark is slightly misaligned, or the strike appears faint. These aren't flaws, they're golden tickets. So, how can you tell if you've got one? Don't worry, we're getting there. But first, let's talk about why collectors are willing to shell out so much cash for these coins. Enter Act 2, the mystery unfolds. You see, coin collecting isn't just a hobby. For some, it's an obsession. Collectors prize rarity, and error coins are among the rarest. Each one tells a story, a fleeting mistake in a process designed for perfection. And when a coin like the 1981 P. Jefferson Nickel surfaces, it becomes a beacon, a treasure map, if you will, leading to untold riches. But here's the kicker, you're not the only one searching. Competition in the rare coin market is fierce, and these opportunities don't last forever. That's where the urgency comes in. If you're holding on to an old stash of nickels, now is the time to act. Because who knows? That plain-looking coin could be worth more than your car, your house, or even your retirement fund. And speaking of retirement, let's pause for a second. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to never worry about money again? To travel, spoil your family, live the life you've always dreamed of? Finding one of these coins could make that dream a reality. But only if you take action. Now, let's move to Act 3, the resolution. You're probably wondering, okay, how do I find out if my nickel is the nickel? First, grab a magnifying glass. Look closely at the details, the mint mark, the edges, and the overall strike. Specific errors to watch for include double dies, misstrikes, and unusual wear patterns. If you think you found something, consult a professional grader. Trust me, it's worth the effort. If you're like me, you'll probably end up inspecting every coin in your house, your car, and your friend's couch cushions. Don't worry, they'll thank you when you split the profits. What if that next coin you check is the one? You'll never know unless you start looking. Don't let fear or procrastination rob you of this opportunity. Because the difference between finding a fortune and missing out is simply paying attention. So, go ahead. Check your coins. Dive into that change jar. Who knows? You might just be the next millionaire. And when you are, don't forget who sent you on this treasure hunt. Hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden gems, and share this video, because the next jackpot could be hiding in someone else's pocket, too. Do you have an old jar of coins collecting dust in your home? What if I told you that one of those coins, specifically a 1990 P Mint marked Jefferson Nickel, could be worth up to $2.3 million? Yes, you heard that right, a single nickel that could change your life forever. But here's the catch, most people don't even know what to look for, and they end up missing out on life-changing wealth. Are you ready to uncover the secrets of this rare coin? Stick around because the next 10 minutes might just make you a millionaire. The story of the 1990 P Mint marked Jefferson Nickel begins like any other coin, minted and circulated for everyday transactions. But not all nickels are created equal. Hidden among the millions of ordinary coins is a rare error coin, a piece so unique that collectors are willing to pay millions of dollars for it. Imagine the excitement of finding one in your possession. Imagine the freedom that kind of money could bring, no more debt, early retirement, and the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Before we dive into the specifics, let me ask you this, when was the last time you really looked at the coins in your pocket? It's easy to dismiss them as small change, but as you're about to see, overlooking them could be the biggest mistake of your life. So, what makes this nickel so special? The 1990p mint marked Jefferson nickel is valuable for one key reason: it contains a minting error that makes it incredibly rare. This error occurred during the minting process at the Philadelphia Mint, and only a handful of these coins are known to exist. The specific features include: describe the error, e.g., double die, missing mint mark, or off-center strike. These imperfections are what drive collectors into a frenzy, pushing the value of the coin into the millions. But here's the kicker: these coins don't announce themselves. They're mixed in with everyday nickels, hiding in plain sight. This means that your next trip to the bank or the stash of coins in your drawer could hold the jackpot you never knew you had. Now, let's talk about the market. In 2023, one of these nickels sold for an eye-popping $2.3 million at auction. The demand for rare coins like this has only grown as more collectors and investors enter the market. But here's where it gets tricky: the window of opportunity is closing. As more of these rare nickels are discovered, the value could plateau or even decrease. So if you find one, the time to act is now. Quick question: do you ever think about how much money you've accidentally spent on coffee over the years? Imagine if you had just one of these nickels instead. You could buy a lifetime supply of coffee and still have enough left over to purchase a private island. So, how do you get started? First, check your change. Look at the nickels you have and examine them closely. Use a magnifying glass if you need to. Pay attention to the mint mark, the year, and any irregularities. If you're not sure what you're looking at, there are plenty of resources and experts online who can help you identify valuable coins. But here's the important part: don't wait. Rare coins like this don't just represent money, they represent opportunity. The opportunity to change your financial future, to provide for your family, and to live the life you've always dreamed of. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back from taking action. That you're holding a nickel in your hand, and you've just realized it's the one we've been talking about. Your heart races as you think about the possibilities. But what happens next? How do you sell it, and who do you sell it to? Don't worry, I've got you covered. In our next video, I'll show you exactly how to sell rare coins like this for top dollar and avoid common pitfalls. Subscribe now so you don't miss it, and start your journey toward financial freedom today. Imagine this: a small, ordinary-looking nickel sitting in your drawer could actually be worth over $2 million. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't a fantasy, it's a real-life treasure hunt. Today, we're uncovering the secrets of the 1995p mint marked Jefferson Nickel, a coin that has collectors and investors buzzing. Stick around, because what you're about to learn could literally change your life. Let's start with a question: when was the last time you checked the change in your pocket? If your answer is never, you might be leaving money on the table, or in this case, in your coin jar. The 1995p mint marked Jefferson Nickel might look unassuming, but its story is anything but ordinary. Minted in Philadelphia, this nickel has become one of the most sought-after coins in U.S. history. But why? It's all about rarity, condition, and a little bit of luck. You see, certain minting errors and unique characteristics in this specific coin have made it a goldmine for collectors. We'll get into the juicy details in just a moment, but let me ask you this: what would you do if you found out your spare change could pay off your mortgage or even fund your retirement? So, what makes this nickel so special? Here's where things get exciting. The 1995p Jefferson Nickel's value skyrockets due to a combination of factors. First, condition is key. If you have one in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on a fortune. But even circulated coins with specific errors, like double die obverse or reverse, can fetch staggering amounts at auctions. Speaking of auctions, did you know that one of these nickels recently sold for an eye-watering $2.2 million? That's enough to buy a luxury car or even a dream vacation home. Imagine handing over a nickel and walking away with life-changing wealth. But here's the catch: not every 1995p Jefferson nickel is worth millions. The value depends on very specific features. For example, does your coin have unusual markings? Is the minting strike strong and clear? These details can mean the difference between a nickel worth 5 cents and one worth 5 million. And here's a quick tip: don't clean your coin. I know it's tempting, but cleaning can significantly reduce its value. Collectors want authenticity, imperfections and all. Let's take a quick breather here. Have you ever tried explaining to someone why you're squinting at a coin with a magnifying glass? Trust me, it's a conversation starter, or a great way to make your friends think you've lost your mind. Now, here's the million-dollar question: how do you find out if you own one of these rare nickels? The first step is to inspect your coins carefully. Look for the 1995 P mint mark. The P stands for Philadelphia. Then, check for any unique characteristics like errors or a strong strike. If you're unsure, don't worry. You can always consult a professional coin appraiser, and here's the kicker: these coins are becoming harder to find as collectors snatch them up. Time is of the essence. Every day you wait could mean losing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Don't let someone else cash in on your treasure. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this thought: somewhere in America right now, someone is unknowingly holding a 1995 P. Jefferson nickel worth millions. The question is, could that person be you? Make sure to subscribe for more insider tips on uncovering rare coin treasures that could transform your financial future. 1996 P. Jefferson Nickel sitting in your pocket right now could be worth up to $2 million. Yes, you heard that right. While most people overlook these everyday coins, a select few are raking in life-changing fortunes by cashing in on rare finds. In this video, we're diving into the jaw-dropping story of this unassuming coin and why it could be your golden ticket to a wealthy lifestyle. Stay tuned, because by the end, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to find out if you're holding on to treasure. But hurry, opportunities like this won't wait forever. It's 1996, and the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produces the Jefferson Nickel. Nothing particularly unusual at first glance, right? Millions of these coins were churned out, passed through vending machines, coffee shops, and piggy banks without a second thought. But hidden among these millions were a handful of extraordinary coins, coins with errors so rare they've sent collectors into a frenzy. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, "Oh, come on, how can a 5-cent coin be worth millions?" ask yourself this: when was the last time you really looked at the coins in your pocket? Most people never do. And that's exactly why these treasures go unnoticed for decades. Here's where things get interesting. The 1996 P. Jefferson Nickel's value isn't just in its age, it's about the details. Certain minting errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual finishes, can send collectors into a bidding war. One such coin, found in pristine condition with a rare error, recently fetched close to $2 million at auction. Pause for a second. Imagine finding a coin like that. What would you do? Quit your job? Pay off all your debt? Travel the world? Let me know in the comments what your first move would be. Now, let's talk about the fear factor. Here's the catch: these coins are only valuable if they're in the right condition. Damaged, worn-out coins won't fetch top dollar, no matter how rare they are. That's why it's crucial to know how to spot and preserve these hidden gems. We'll cover that in just a moment, but first, let's answer the burning question: how do you know if your coin is the real deal? You might already own one of these coins, but is it worth millions? Let's find out. First, grab your magnifying glass or smartphone with a good zoom. Take a close look at your 1996 P nickel. The P stands for Philadelphia Mint. You'll find it right under the year. Look for key indicators of value. Is the coin in mint condition? Are there visible minting errors like doubled letters or numbers? Is the edge of the coin smooth and even? Now, if you spot something unusual, don't rush to conclusions. Expert verification is the next step. You'll want to get your coin graded by a professional service like the PCGS or NGC. This will give you an official evaluation of its condition and rarity. Trust me, a small investment in professional grading can mean the difference between selling your coin for $50 versus $500,000, or even $2 million. And hey, if you're thinking, This sounds like a lot of work. Remember, you're not just selling a nickel. You're potentially unlocking the wealth that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. Still sound like too much effort? Even if your 1996p nickel isn't a jackpot winner, other rare coins could be lurking in your collection. For example, certain pennies from the 1940s or dimes from the 1960s have also fetched incredible prices. Coin collecting is like treasure hunting, you never know what you'll find. But wait, there's one more detail about the 1996p Jefferson Nickel that could make all the difference. Could your coin have the $1 million trait? Let's reveal the final piece of the puzzle. The most sought-after 1996p Jefferson Nickels have a specific die error called a full step strike. This means the steps on Monticello, the building depicted on the back, are fully visible and free of wear. Achieving this level of detail during minting is incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for it. If you're holding on to one right now, don't spend it just yet. Today, I'll reveal why this humble piece of change could be worth a fortune and how to know if you've struck gold. Stick around, you don't want to miss this. Let's start with a quick history lesson. The 2014 Jefferson Nickel was minted in Denver as part of the long-standing Jefferson series. On the surface, it seems like any other nickel you'd find in your pocket. But here's where it gets fascinating. In the world of coin collecting, errors and rarities can send values skyrocketing. Imagine the thrill of finding out that a coin you thought was ordinary is actually 1 in a million. But why is this specific nickel creating such a buzz? Let's dive into the details and uncover what makes this coin so extraordinary. What sets the 2014 Jefferson Nickel apart? It's all about the rare errors and impeccable conditions. Some nickels from this year feature striking mistakes made during the minting process, errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual finishes. These quirks make collectors go wild. And then, there's the condition. A flawless 2014 nickel graded as MS-70, essentially perfect, can fetch jaw-dropping prices. In fact, a pristine example of this coin recently sold for an astonishing six-figure sum at auction. Could yours be next? Before we get into how to identify these valuable traits in your own coins, let me ask you this: when was the last time you really looked at your change? Don't worry, I'll show you exactly what to look for next. Quick thought: do you ever wonder if cashiers are secretly scanning their coins for these treasures? You might want to start doing the same. Now, here's how to spot a valuable 2014 Jefferson Nickel. Start by checking the coin's overall condition. Look for any errors, double lettering, unusual marks, or misaligned designs. If you think you found a winner, get it professionally graded. Grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify its value and condition. Here's the kicker. Rare coins like these don't just sit around forever. Collectors and investors are snapping them up quickly. If you've got a 2014 Jefferson Nickel, act now before the market shifts. But what if you're not sure how to sell it for maximum profit? Coming up, I'll share insider tips on where and how to get the best deal for your rare coin. Selling a valuable coin isn't just about finding the right buyer, it's about knowing where to look. Auction houses, online platforms like eBay, and coin dealers are great starting points. But beware of scammers and lowball offers. Educate yourself, negotiate confidently, and you could walk away with life-changing money. Think about it, this single nickel could unlock the future you've been dreaming of. A new home, early retirement, or even just financial peace of mind. The opportunity is real, and it's waiting for those who dare to look closely. So, go ahead. Check your pockets, your coin jars, and your collections. Who knows? The next millionaire could be you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Share this with someone who might have a hidden treasure in their pocket. Until next time, happy hunting, and here's to turning small change into big dreams. Hey, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to Pawn Stars Coins, the place where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins that could make you a fortune. Today, we've got a thrilling story that could change your life forever. Picture this: you stumble across a coin in your collection, and just like that, it could be worth millions of dollars. Sounds impossible, right? Well, it's not. Stick with me as we reveal the secret of the 1961 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel, a coin that might just be sitting in your drawer, waiting to be sold for a life-changing sum. But first, are you ready to discover if you've been unknowingly holding on to a small fortune? Let's dive in. Now, most of you know that coins typically have a mint mark, right? That little letter stamped on them tells us where they were made: Denver, San Francisco, Philadelphia. But in 1961, something strange happened. The Jefferson Nickel, one of the most iconic coins in American history, was minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark. No D or S, just a blank space. Now, why does this matter? Because it wasn't supposed to happen. It was an error, and in the world of rare coins, errors are gold mines. But here's the thing, very few of these 1961 no-mint mark nickels actually survived in pristine condition. Most of them were used, worn down, and lost over the decades. So, if you happen to have one in good shape, and I mean good shape, you could be holding on to something worth thousands, even millions of dollars. Can you feel the excitement yet? Stick with me because this journey is just beginning, and I'll show you exactly how to identify if you've got one. Now, let's get into the meat of it. How do you spot this rare coin? It's simple, but you have to know what you're looking for. First off, check the date on the coin, 1961, obviously. But then, flip it over to the reverse side. If there's no mint mark, you're looking at gold. The lack of a mint mark is the key. But here's where it gets interesting. Only a small number of these coins were actually minted that way, and most of them were spent into oblivion. The ones that survived in good condition are incredibly rare, and that's why they can fetch such a high price on the market today. You might be wondering, okay, but how much is it really worth? Well, hang on, because that's where things get crazy. If your coin is in good condition, good, not great, you could be looking at a value of several $100s. But if it's in mint condition, with minimal wear and tear, you could be holding a coin worth thousands. And if it's a truly perfect specimen, we're talking millions. That's right, millions, but, and here's where you need to pay attention, there are some red flags to watch out for. There are plenty of counterfeits and misidentified coins floating around the market. You don't want to get taken advantage of, especially when we're talking about sums of money that could change your life. So, make sure you know how to authenticate your coin properly. Stay tuned because I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. Now, imagine this, you take your 1961 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel to a professional grader. You're nervous, but excited. The anticipation builds as they inspect the coin. Could it really be worth millions? You've already done your research, so you know it's in good shape, but could it be a perfect specimen? What if it is? The reality is, the market for rare coins is hotter than ever. Collectors, investors, and even museums are paying big money for rare finds. The 1961 no-mint mark nickel is one of those elusive treasures that many collectors are desperately seeking. So, if you've got one in your hands, the time to sell it could be now. The demand is high, and the longer you wait, the more you risk losing out on your opportunity. But here's the kicker, there's a window of opportunity in the coin market that doesn't stay open forever. You need to act fast, get your coin appraised, and sell it at the right moment, before it's too late. Think about it, in a few months, the market could change. Coins that are worth a lot today might not hold the same value tomorrow. You want to cash in now while the iron's hot. The big question is, do you have a 1961 no-mint mark nickel? If you do, your path to a richer, more comfortable lifestyle could start today. But the only way to know is to check your collection and get it appraised by a professional. And I'm telling you, don't wait. But hey, let me ask you this, what would you do if you found out your nickel was worth millions? Drop a comment below and let me know. And, as always, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos where we uncover more rare coins that could change your life. And speaking of life-changing coins, stay tuned because in the next video, I'll be revealing another rare find that could make you seriously wealthy. You won't believe the insane value of this coin, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. So, to sum it up, check your coins, get them appraised, and act quickly if you've got a 1961 no-mint marked Jefferson nickel. This could be your ticket to financial freedom, but you've got to take action. Don't let it slip away. Remember, it's all about being smart and staying ahead of the game. Are you sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it? Imagine finding a coin in your pocket worth $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, what if I told you that one of the most valuable coins you can find today is the 1989 Jefferson Nickel, and it's worth up to $1 million? That's right, a single nickel worth more than your car, your house, and maybe even your entire retirement savings. Stick around because what I'm about to reveal could change your life forever. Let's start with the basics. You might have a 1989 Jefferson Nickel in your collection right now, sitting in a drawer or buried under old receipts. But what makes this coin so special? To understand the value, we need to look at the history of the coin and what sets it apart from the thousands of other nickels in circulation. The 1989 Jefferson Nickel was minted in Philadelphia, and like most coins, it was produced in large numbers. But here's where it gets interesting. The 1989 wasn't supposed to have any major errors or rare features. So, how did it end up with a market value so high? Well, there's a small number of these nickels with significant flaws, and that's where the magic happens. Pause, let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever found a coin with a mistake on it? Maybe a weird scratch or an odd print? Those are exactly the kinds of mistakes that make certain coins incredibly valuable. A misprint, a double die, or a rare flaw could skyrocket a coin's worth into the thousands or even millions. But hold on, this isn't just about finding any coin. You need to know exactly what to look for, because not all 1989 Jefferson Nickels are created equal. In fact, most of them are worth only a few cents. But there are a select few that have something extraordinary. This is where it gets exciting, and potentially life-changing. So, what makes the 1989 special? The rare ones have what's called a die crack or a minting error. These errors were completely unintentional, but they make the coin incredibly desirable to collectors and investors. In some cases, these nickels have been sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction, and here's where the excitement really kicks in. There have been reports of these rare 1989 Jefferson Nickels selling for a jaw-dropping $1 million price tag. That's right, a single coin could potentially set you up for life. Imagine holding on to something that could give you financial freedom. It's like finding a lottery ticket in your pocket, but instead of luck, it's knowledge that makes all the difference. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I even know if my nickel is one of these rare gems? Well, let's dive into the key features that can make your coin stand out from the crowd. Let's take a quick pause here. Imagine this, you're sitting at home, your coin collection spread out in front of you, and you're looking for this magical nickel. You might even start thinking, what if I find the wrong coin and end up looking like a fool? Don't worry, we've all been there. But that's exactly why it's important to know what you're looking for, so you don't get stuck with a worthless coin thinking it's worth millions. Let's get serious for a moment. There are 3 key traits that will help you identify whether your 1989 Jefferson Nickel is worth anything. First, check the mint mark. The mint mark is critical. Second, look for any signs of minting errors, like a die crack, which will appear as a noticeable line across the coin's surface. And third, inspect the coin for any wear and tear. Coins with minimal wear and well-preserved features are far more valuable. If you find one of these rare nickels in pristine condition with a die crack, you're sitting on a fortune. Now, here's the thing, finding a coin with a die crack isn't easy. In fact, it's incredibly rare. But don't worry, I'm going to show you exactly how to identify the telltale signs and tell if your coin could be worth millions. But before we dive into that, let's talk about the crazy history of coins that have sold for astronomical prices, and why the 1989 Jefferson Nickel could be the next big thing. over the years, rare coins like the 1989 P. Jefferson Nickel have made headlines for selling for outrageous prices. In fact, some coins have sold for more than the average home costs in America. So, imagine what a nickel worth $1 million could do for you. It's not just a coin, it's an investment. It's financial freedom, and here's the best part: you don't have to be a professional coin collector to cash in on this. With the right knowledge, you could be holding a coin that's worth a fortune without even realizing it. But time is of the essence. The longer you wait to check your coins, the more likely someone else will scoop up that jackpot before you. Every minute counts. Before I show you exactly how to spot these valuable die cracks, one last thing: there are some other rare coins out there that could be worth even more than this 1989 P. Jefferson Nickel. And trust me, you're going to want to know about them. But first, let's dive into how to find this $1 million nickel, just in case it's sitting right under your nose. So, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell notification so you don't miss out on discovering which coins are worth big money. The journey to your financial freedom is only just beginning, and I'll be here every step of the way, guiding you through the world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Who knows, the next coin you find could be worth your entire retirement. Could this ordinary nickel you've been carrying around in your pocket for decades be worth a small fortune? What if I told you that a 1992 D. Jefferson Nickel could fetch you up to $1 million? No, this isn't some wild fantasy, it's happening right now. Stick with me as we uncover the shocking truth about one of the most valuable nickels in existence. You won't believe how much money is hidden in plain sight. Let's dive in. Now, I know what you're thinking: it's just a nickel. How could it possibly be worth that much? Well, let me ask you this: have you ever thought about how much your change could actually be worth? For most people, a nickel is a nickel, right? But for those in the know, a 1992 D. Jefferson Nickel has been known to fetch up to $1 million on the market. Sounds too good to be true. Trust me, you're going to want to see the details, because this coin has a secret that could change your financial future. Here's where it gets interesting. The 1992 D. Mint Mark Jefferson Nickel, produced by the Denver Mint, isn't your average coin. It's part of a special batch that's extremely rare and valuable, but only if it has the right characteristics. And no, it's not some vague "oh, I think this one might be worth something" type of situation. We're talking about a specific error that makes this coin incredibly rare, and that's where the magic happens. But before you start pulling out every 1992 D nickel you can find, let me tell you this: there's more than just the year that makes this coin valuable. It's about the minting error that happened during production. In fact, if you have a coin with the right set of flaws, like a doubling of the lettering or a strong misalignment, it could skyrocket in value. Do you have one of these nickels? Keep watching, because we're about to get into the specifics. Here's the kicker: only a handful of these coins are in circulation. Most of them are lost in the shuffle of time, overlooked, or sitting in people's collections without them even realizing what they have. But if you know what to look for, you might be holding the key to a life-changing fortune. Imagine finding a coin that could fund your retirement, pay off your mortgage, or even put you on the path to living your dream lifestyle. How incredible would that be? Hold on, don't rush to grab your magnifying glass just yet. We'll go over exactly what to check for in a moment, but first, let's talk about the market value. How much could a 1992 D. Jefferson Nickel actually sell for? And why is there such a frenzy around these coins right now? Is it a fluke, or is this a real opportunity? Here's the big reveal. A 1992 D. Jefferson Nickel, in pristine condition, can easily sell for over $100,000. But the ones with that perfect minting error? They've been known to hit $500,000 or more, and on rare occasions, up to $1 million. Yes, million. And these aren't just random sales, they've been verified, authenticated, and sold through legitimate channels. People are cashing in on these coins today, and you could be next. But hold on, there's a catch. These coins aren't easy to find. You've got to know exactly what to look for, and if you're looking in the wrong places or don't recognize the signs, you could miss out. In fact, most people who have these coins don't even realize their worth until it's too late. How many people out there are walking around with hundreds of thousands of dollars in their pocket change right now? Could you be one of them? I know you're wondering, how do I find one of these nickels? And trust me, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. But first, you need to get serious about your coin collection. Start looking for those 1992 D nickels, and don't miss a single detail. A tiny mistake in the minting process could turn your small coin into a massive payday. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the 1992 D Jefferson Nickel, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. Every week, I'll be bringing you more tips and tricks on how to turn your rare coins into cash. Because, who knows? The next coin you find could change everything. Don't wait too long. These coins aren't just waiting to be found, they're being discovered by savvy collectors every day. You don't want to miss your chance. So get started now, and who knows? That nickel in your pocket could be worth more than you ever imagined. Have you ever wondered if the coins sitting in your jar or drawer are actually worth millions? You may have a rare treasure hidden right under your nose. Today, we're going to talk about a coin you probably never gave a second thought to, the 2006 Mint Mark Jefferson Nickel. But here's the twist, this coin, once considered common, could actually be worth up to $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, millions. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just want to check your coin collection, or your piggy bank. The 2006 Jefferson Nickel was released as part of a standard issue set. Nothing particularly special about it, right? Wrong. See, while the 2006 Mint Mark Jefferson Nickel was part of a regular mintage, certain rare variations of this coin were accidentally created, and these could be worth a lot of money. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, what makes this coin so valuable? Here's where things get interesting. You see, a small number of these coins were minted with a rare error, and if you have one of these, you're sitting on a potential gold mine. But how do you even know if your nickel is one of these rare finds? Let me explain exactly what you should be looking for, and it's not as hard to spot as you might think. Now, let's get to the exciting part, what makes the 2006 Mint Mark Jefferson Nickel different from every other nickel. The key is a unique die error. It's called a double die obverse error. What does that mean? Well, the image on the front of the coin, particularly the lettering in Jefferson's portrait, is doubled. This error happens when the coin die is misaligned during the minting process, creating a slight but noticeable doubling effect. This is your jackpot, but wait, how do you know if your 2006 nickel has this error? Here's the trick, look at the words, Liberty, and, In God We Trust, on the front of the coin. If you see doubling, you might have one of these rare coins. And it's not just any doubling, this error is subtle, but once you know what to look for, you'll spot it instantly. Now, I know what you're thinking. How much can this really be worth? And the truth is, you'll be shocked. Coins like these have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars on auction sites. And in some rare cases, millions. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change. It's like striking gold, but before you get too excited, here's something to remember, not all 2006 nickels are valuable. The ones with the error are extremely rare, and it's important to get an expert to authenticate your find before you start imagining yourself as the next millionaire. Now, I know you're on the edge of your seat. You're probably thinking, where can I find these coins? Are they still out there? The good news is, they are, and many collectors and investors are actively looking for them. So, now is the time to act. If you haven't already started digging through your coin collection, now is the time. Those 2006 Jefferson Nickels could be sitting right there, waiting for you to discover them. But here's the catch, even if you find one, it's important to act quickly. The market for rare coins is constantly changing, and prices can fluctuate. What's worth a fortune today might not be tomorrow, so timing is everything. So, here's your next step. If you think you found a rare 2006p nickel, have it professionally graded and authenticated by a trusted coin expert. You can get it checked at places like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Once authenticated, you'll know if you're sitting on a small fortune or a very rare piece of American history. But here's the real kicker: what if I told you that there's a way to increase the value of your rare coins even more? There's one simple trick that can boost its worth by thousands, and I'm going to share it with you in the next video. So, don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an opportunity to turn your coins into cash. I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the 2006p mint mark Jefferson nickel and how it could change your life. Whether you're just starting your coin collection or you've been collecting for years, there's always a treasure waiting to be discovered. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And remember, the world of rare coins is full of surprises, and you could be the next to strike it big. Keep digging, keep searching, and who knows? You could be a millionaire before you know it. Imagine this: you've just stumbled upon a coin in your drawer, something that's been sitting there for years, maybe even decades. You have no idea of its value, but could this coin, this seemingly ordinary piece of change, be worth a fortune? Well, what if I told you that one small coin from 2008 could be worth up to $1 million? Yes, $1 million. That's right. Today, we're diving into one of the most mysterious and lucrative coins of recent times. A coin that could transform your financial future. Are you ready to find out if you're sitting on a goldmine? Stay with me, the journey starts now. 2008, a year that doesn't exactly scream rare coin. In fact, the 2008 Jefferson Nickel is just another one of those coins that you probably toss in your change jar without a second thought. But what if I told you that some of these very nickels are worth far more than their 5-cent face value? A lot more. You're probably wondering, why would a 2008 nickel be worth anything? After all, it's a modern coin. No one expects to find a fortune in a pocket full of change, right? But here's the catch: some of these nickels, yes, only a few, are actually minted incorrectly. And these mistakes, my friends, could make you thousands, or in rare cases, millions of dollars richer. Take a look at this 2008 D mint mark Jefferson nickel. It's the one that has set the coin collecting world on fire. Why? Because it's not just any coin, it's one that could make your bank account explode with cash if you find the right one. Now, let's talk about why these 2008 D nickels are so valuable. Most of these coins are standard, just like the rest. But there's a rare variety, one with a double die error, that can send collectors into a frenzy. What does that mean? Well, it's when the coin was struck twice by the die during the minting process, creating a misalignment that's noticeable to the trained eye. See those doubled letters? That's the giveaway. And if you find one of these rare double die nickels, the potential payoff is huge. Some of them have sold for over $100,000. But the real jackpot? If you have a near-perfect example of this error, you're looking at millions. But here's the thing. Not every 2008 D nickel is going to make you rich. In fact, the vast majority of these coins aren't worth more than 5 cents. So, how do you know if your coin is one of the lucky few? It all comes down to the condition and the error. Finding this coin isn't going to be easy. But the rewards are worth it. If you're one of the lucky few to come across a 2008 D with that rare double die error, you could have a financial game changer on your hands. And this is where you come in. You have the chance to turn that pocket change into an extraordinary sum. The clock is ticking, and this opportunity won't last forever. Now, I know what you're thinking: how do I find one of these rare coins? How do I know if my 2008 D nickel is worth something? Well, don't go anywhere, because I'm about to share the exact steps you need to follow to find this rare nickel in your change, and what to do if you think you've got one. But before I reveal that, let me ask you this: if you did find a nickel worth $1 million, would you know what to do next? How would you sell it? Who do you turn to? That's a whole other world of questions we'll answer in just a moment. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because this is where things get interesting. I'm going to tell you how to make sure you don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. It's your turn to take action. Are you ready to cash in? Let's dive deeper into how to identify, sell, and maximize your rare coin's worth. Keep watching. But what if I told you that this rare nickel isn't the only coin you should be looking for? Could there be others worth millions? Stay tuned, because up next, we're going to uncover some even rarer coins that might be hiding in plain sight. Before we go, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of the wealth-building coin secrets I'll be revealing in future videos. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on what's coming next. See you soon.